This podcast is not rated. Listener discretion advised.
Mission 250.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast, where we are watching every movie on the top 250 movies of all time list. You can go to our website, mission250filmcast.com, where we have our list frozen and all the other episodes are there too. I am one of your hosts, Danny, and joining me are
John
and TC.
And TC, would you want to explain what we do on this podcast each week?
Sure.
Nice.
What do? We basically talk about movies. All right, so that's it.
So this
moving
week,
on. No.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
Generally, that is true.
Yeah, generally that's what we talk about. But we're going more towards trivia apparently. But we froze the top 250 list, the user-based list on IMDb, a couple years ago now, and we're going back from 250 to number 1, and we're watching these films, talking about them. I usually don't like them. Danny usually does. John's, pretty consistently positive. So, yeah.
Overly so,
I make
some
noise.
might say.
So,
Yes. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's overly.
Overly appreciative.
Too friendly, huh?
Too friendly,
Look at
yeah.
that.
But
I think that's a thing.
it is a thing. It's a thing.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know.
We'll see.
Yeah,
won't we?
sure.
So this week we're doing number 172, which is the 1934 movie It Happened One Night, directed by Frank Capra. It didn't happen? I think it did.
Were you waiting for that one, John? Did you write that one down as a top
I
note?
did right
Top
there.
comedy
Scratching
gold.
All right.
Good
that
job.
off right now.
Good job, dude.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. So, and this week it is my turn to review this movie first. And I kind of feel weird reviewing movies like this because I really like this one. And
Oh, you should feel weird. You should be ashamed.
I'm ashamed because this movie I thought was hilarious all the way through. I think this movie could have been made now, maybe without some terrible editing stuff that happened. Like, it's kind of weird watching how crossfade, like you can see the point in the movie before the fade happens when you know a fade is coming because like the film gets thinner or something. The color goes away. But besides,
I noticed it a lot.
Because
Yeah.
they're like doing it by hand, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah,
like
right.
that's like
for some reason I feel
spliced.
forced to go straight into the negative criticism. I don't know why. But
Well, you feel uncomfortable with
with
being
praising.
positive.
I
and,
do.
and it's sort of a bothersome thing for you. So I understand how you immediately need to criticize and tear it
Yeah,
down.
well, when
So,
you're dead inside, you got to figure
Yes,
out some
exactly.
way to be better.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Yeah.
with that out of the
that
way.
sort of life just sort of makes you realize how dead you are, and
Yeah,
then it gets
right.
kind of sad.
Yeah.
And,
I hate
okay, go on.
everything. Oh
So
my
yes,
God.
with that criticism out of the way, I will say that this movie was hilarious throughout. I would recommend this, I think, to everybody. I would be very surprised if either of you two didn't like this movie, at least a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. But I thought the performances were great. I thought the timing of the comedy was really good. Like there were a couple scenes I thought were just like beyond comedy, like really magical. I liked the settings a lot, even though it was kind of set-y. They were better than most sets. Like I thought this movie was made in 34. It had a really low budget. They were filmed it really quick. I thought a lot of the sets looked really good.
Everybody thought it was going to suck.
Yeah, which I kind of don't like. Like, I don't like it how everyone shat talked throughout the making of this movie. And I don't like it how the two leads thought it was going to suck and they didn't want to do it. And all
is
stuff.
that what happened?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really weird because that's not what comes through at all when you watch the
No.
movie.
Not in the slightest bit.
Yeah, and it's great to watch them. I'm glad I watched it without knowing that first.
Right.
'Cause-
Isn't
Yeah,
that
it
interesting, though, that like that's what acting is, right?
Right.
Like, these people are pretty good because they were hating on this
Yes.
thing. No shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we sometimes have like we watch a film and we feel like with the Maltese Falcon, like they were having a blast, and and Gary Cooper was taking everybody out for drinks afterwards every night, and I don't know, just stuff like that. So it is a little sad to hear that they were all just kind of, at least the leads were just kind of crapping on things, and
even after they finished the film, the Columbia was the studio. They had no faith in it, so they didn't advertise it at all.
they thought it was going to flop. It
Yeah.
was kind of like a Shawshank Redemption thing where it became popular through word of mouth. Even it got like okay critic reviews, but really,
But
when
Shawshank
it got,
didn't even make that much money box office wise. This movie did. It exploded at the box office.
It did, but yeah.
Well,
but
it's a very,
We're going straight into trivia here for some reason.
No,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
okay.
That's
We'll
right.
mix it
It's a
up. That's
very,
good.
it's a very relatable type of film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought like going to like specifically, we can talk about them later. I thought the first night they spent together when it was like raining outside and they put up that the wall between
The
the
wall of
beds.
Jericho?
Yeah. I thought that scene was amazing. And I also thought the scene when they were on the bus and everyone starts singing and playing music. That was my favorite part of the movie. That was so nice.
Two very good scenes.
Yeah.
Do you know who that third singer was?
It was Frank Capra,
It was the director.
the man himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got
Interesting.
a lot of details to go in later in this movie, but I really like this movie a lot. I think it's going to be hard to convince people to watch such an old movie, but I think literally everybody would like this movie.
Don't know.
So TC, I want to hear. Did you like it? Did you hate it?
Oh no! I liked it.
Did you?
Folks, I liked it.
Oh my God.
Oh,
The
Jesus.
oldest movie
Who
we've
am
seen
I?
so far.
Who am I? What the hell?
There we go. I knew it. I was like, there's
yeah.
no way you could hate this. There's no way.
And I'm a softie too,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm
Oh.
such an emotional, I don't know. Anyways, this movie, gets you thinking quite a bit, and it's funny to watch how like relationships being portrayed on screen have not changed since 1935. It's the same shit, right?
Yeah.
Like women and men messing with each other, hating each other at first, getting to like each other, jabbing each other.
Yeah.
It was
Playing hard
adorable.
to get, not telling them
playing
your
hard
real
to get.
feelings. you know?
Right. Which is why I usually do poorly, because I'm like, no, this is how I feel. And everyone's like, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. But yeah, this was a good one, man. I think Claudette, or whatever her name is, that actress, she did a good job.
She really did.
Her facial expressions were good from the beginning when she didn't like him to when she starts feeling something for him. Like it was believable stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was interesting to think, like, are women and men this way, or do they act this way because this is what we see on screen all the time?
Mm.
I was getting deep into it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was drinking, so there's also that, you have a few of them and you really start thinking. So
Nice.
I really like this one. I would tell other people to watch this one, even though it's 1935. I mean, if we weren't doing this podcast, there would be no chance in hell
Right.
I would look at that and be like, yeah, sure, I'll watch it.
Yeah, right.
I got it. Yep, let's do it. No.
Yeah, I would say the only other old movies you've liked have been The Maltese Falcon. You thought was pretty good, and what was the other one that
The
war
400
one?
blows.
Oh yeah,
That's a relatively
I mean,
old movie.
unfortunately,
Not
I'm
really, not that
developing a
old.
pattern here that
Is it-
apparently
that
I
was the
can
60s,
watch old
50s,
movies.
maybe.
Right.
So
This is
I don't know.
30s.
We might have
This
to
is
break
30s.
the stereotype here now. I don't know if you get to,
I'm pre 1940, but then like 1940 to 1960, I don't really like it,
Yeah.
But
You got to be pre 1940. Wizard
Yeah,
of
how
Oz. Dude, this
pretentious
is
can
the
I get?
oldest one, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a lot of questions.
Don't
for
we
you
have
guys.
like a Charlie Chaplin movie or something? Don't we have?
No,
some,
so this is the oldest one so far.
Oh, so far,
Bad
got
wording,
okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So John, what do you think?
Hated it.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
I mean, when he goes that far,
Yeah.
it's not the truth.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree with you guys. It felt very modern.
Yep.
Not just the act, everything in it seemed pretty modern.
I think it literally could have been released like now.
Was there like a soundtrack even? I don't even
There was.
recognize if
It
there
was really good. I had a bunch of notes. Like the music is really
Yeah.
good for such an old movie.
It really blended
yeah.
in. It really didn't. It didn't like hit me over the head, which in a lot of these older movies, the soundtrack is like strings.
Yeah, it's
here
all
we
big
are.
band shit, which is
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah, or trumpet. Yeah. Dop, 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 dop. Anyway,
This one had a
But
lot of
yeah,
like
it
like
was-
3-piece harmony type of stuff, like three guys singing in harmony.
Yeah, it was nice. I thought, the chemistry was really good. Just the whole like, I think like maybe towards the end it seemed to drag to me because I kind of knew what was going to happen. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
I could see that.
it seemed to kind of like stretch out.
You don't think it was
for
funny when the father was like betraying her husband and he knew what was going to happen and just being a complete dick about it?
Yeah,
That was
it was
pretty
okay.
good.
I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, but it's funny how this movie seemed to have a lot of content for being like an hour and a half.
Yeah, a lot happened.
It
They
seemed-
traveled
yeah, it
all
seemed
over
like a lot
the
happened.
country pretty much, it seemed like.
And the movie took its time to do things. Like that bus scene was like a very leisurely, like, all right, yeah, we're gonna do 3 verses of this song. What the
Yeah.
hell? And it still didn't feel, it still felt like a lot of other things happened. And I think there were just, the scene where I really cracked up when when those investigators are
out.
coming in.
Spit it out, John. You got this.
No, it's just when those investigators are coming in and they do the fake like.
Oh, that was great,
Oh, yes.
wasn't it?
Hilarious.
It was wonderful.
Like, it was such a typical fight between a couple, and like no one wants to be in the room when that happens.
Yeah.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she
it
just like,
was-
he
it
didn't
was-
expect her to like jump in on the acting part, but she does like so well. And he's like, oh, hey, look at this. This is like a teammate
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
Yeah, that was a
Exactly,
cool
yeah.
spot, right? Like right when they turned. It's
Yeah.
right when they first started to like each other. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't do it like right away either. Like he kind of carried it for a while, and then she just went whole hog into it and did the crying thing. And
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And then at
It
the
was
end, he's just
really
like,
funny.
wow, good job. Look, I can't believe it. Good for you.
Right.
I love the hitchhiking scene too.
Oh,
That
with the
was,
leg?
funny
Yeah.
as hell. Yeah, yeah. That
Where
was
there's
great.
all of a sudden, for no reason, like 50 cars and you can't get any of them.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm watching it. I'm like, look at my grandmother right now, right? Like I still like you could see them. I feel like that style. It was just in my head the whole time. Like these are
Yeah.
my grandparents.
Yep.
Like that's how old this
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
thing is.
yeah.
Like, I think my grandmother has worn something like that top
Both
before.
Hitler
you know?
and Stalin liked this movie. That's how
Oh,
old this
it's-
movie is.
Yeah.
Jesus. I don't know what to say about that one.
Yeah, well-
everyone likes it. It just means
It was
everyone
just that
likes this
old,
movie.
yeah. What else? The other scene that was really good again, where there's the guy that's like going to try to turn her in for money, who's the chatty Bugs Bunny guy.
That guy.
But the scene where he just
Threatens him?
where he threatens him was really good.
I thought that was kind of dark.
I know it was, but it was just great. It was like, oh wow, it was just very clever of him. He pulled it off so very well.
Yeah. I wanted to punch him immediately.
Yeah, it was great the way I don't know, it was just a great turn of handling the bad guy in a way that shows like a lot of wit and he did it very well. That was fun. It was because you're like wondering how are they going to deal with this, and they do it in this really fun way where he sort of scares the guy because pretending to be the mafia boss.
So do you think that might have been considered like a risque type of, not risque, but like, I don't know. This seemed like a very G-rated movie for the most part.
There was no ratings board.
Yeah,
then,
right.
Right.
But I mean,
really?
There
That's
was
cool.
not even the ratings board. Whatever it was that the standards. They had like this sort of like weird standards committee, and I can't remember what the name of it was. This was before then. So I don't know. I assume that there
the
was
undressing parts, there was a couple
Yeah.
undressing scenes, which I thought like right before that sheet part and the first night they were together, when he was undressing and kind of taunting her, I was laughing that entire
Yeah.
time pretty hard.
Yeah. I go from the right to the left. So I don't,
Right,
yeah.
right.
I guess
That
every
was
guy
like-
has it battered. Yeah.
Most people go pants right now, not me.
Yeah.
I go straight to the
not me.
shoes.
I go right for the shoes.
Yeah.
That's right.
That part
Yeah.
also.
And how about how
apparent-
high those pants were? They
Oh,
were up
that-
to above his belly button.
they were so high that tie was like only 6 inches long.
I love it.
Yeah. Apparently, like that, he was doing that scene and had an undershirt on, like everyone else did back in the 30s. But it was getting in the way. It was too hard to take off and keep like comedic timing going. So they removed the undershirt. And because of the popularity of this movie, everyone else stopped wearing undershirts, and sales of undershirts declined massively because of this
Yeah,
movie.
Oh,
there's-
wow.
Which is it's like sort of an unproven rumor too that like the undershirt people tried to sue MGM.
Yeah,
But who knows?
Ha! What a stupid thing that is.
yeah,
But he only did it just because of practicality. He just couldn't like pull off the scene the way he wanted to.
yeah. He
because
couldn't
of the
keep eye
undershirt,
contact, right? Because you pull it over your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. So, yeah. So again, just really, this was really enjoyable. Nikki really enjoyed it. Like this is a really good romantic comedy.
Naomi
but
enjoyed it. Yep.
it's- Yeah. it's
Yeah,
just done
I'm
really
going
well.
to be honest. I was sitting there like, I kind of wish I had a girl here to watch this.
Aw.
You know, I'm like, no. But, yeah.
It's okay. I
Yeah.
got my beer.
I got the beer all right. Oh, yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Undressing the beer with my eyes.
Peeling the label off. But yeah, it was very entertaining. And yeah, I completely agree that it doesn't feel old at all. Whether it's the music or the directing, everything. Again, you can see like the oldness of the cuts, like you said, Denny. But other than that, it feels modern.
It has the old drunk acting in it. They don't act
What is
drunk like
that?
that anymore because
Yeah.
people aren't drunk like that. But in cartoons, they used to be. So in movies, they used
Yeah.
to be too.
It's still sort of slapstick,
know.
I guess. So you,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I told him what I thought. Ah.
Yeah.
Do you think that?
I mean,
that
I get like that. I don't know.
yeah. I think I've heard, so reading about how this movie influenced Looney Tunes as well. Like there's a guy that influenced Yosemite Sam. Bugs Bunny was influenced by this movie, apparently.
Well, so there's the fast talking guy calls everyone Doc, the sort of bad guy there in
Hey,
that
Doc.
scene, and then there's a lot of carrot eating.
By the
and
way,
talking while eating carrots.
who doesn't eat raw carrots? What the hell was that about?
I don't know. That was
she
weird.
was sheltered. She was sheltered. She probably
You're
never had a
eating
raw
a carrot?
vegetable in her life.
But how is that even a thing? What's wrong with raw vegetables?
I don't know. You're sheltered. Everything's cooked and prepared for you. I don't know.
Right, yeah, maybe.
I'm just guessing.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I
That's
thought
a
that was
good guess.
weird.
Ew.
She's like, ew, you're eating raw carrots? And you're like, what do you mean raw carrots? They're called carrots. You
No,
idiot.
he just pulled them out of the dirt. That's disgusting.
But he was shaving them with his knife. He got it. He was fine.
I'm just saying they came right out of the dirt. That's just yucky.
Didn't get it. That was one of the only confusing parts of this movie.
What? I mean,
That was like the biggest hang up. That's when you know the
That's
movie's
it.
good. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
the singing car driving swindler. That was a really fun bit.
Oh, that was hilarious. I was laughing that entire time.
And he turns out to be a real asshole who's just going to steal their luggage.
He
you know?
runs after the car, catches up to a car somehow, and then beats the guy up and
Beats
ties him
him
to
up,
a tree, steals the car.
Steals the car. Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
imagine that he was singing while he was getting beat up.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
getting
my
beat
forehead
up.
hurts. Yes. Something like that.
It's just, why did they put that in here? Yeah, and he's singing. Okay, he's just going to sing everything they say to him.
Do you think something like the guy came into the audition singing, and they're like, we could probably use this guy for something.
Or he's
Maybe,
like, I
yeah.
got this. This
Yeah.
is what I'm going to do. What? You're gonna
I just like when he
I'm
tells him to
gonna
shut
sing.
up. I love when he tells
Yeah.
him to shut up. He's like, all right. Come on. No more singing.
I didn't know. Did you guys know what the hell was I mean, it wasn't immediately clear that was her father when
I
she's
thought it
on
was
the
her
boat at the
husband,
very first.
or her husband
exactly.
to be.
I got confused. I
So
was
explain
like, wow,
that.
what the?
Her father didn't want her to marry the Wesley guy, but her father was keeping her hostage on the boat, so she had to go marry Wesley? Or
Well, it was before he knew that she was that hurt by it all, right? I think he probably at that point, what I got from it was that he didn't trust that she had her own mind yet.
or was she keeping him away from Wesley?
Well, he was certain that Wesley was not a good egg. He was absolutely certain, or he just didn't like maybe everything else after he got over that first shock. He's willing to take anybody else but Wesley, but he seemed to just really think that Wesley was just in it for the money or something like that, and taking advantage of her. But it really didn't come off that way at all. It was terrible. Like at first, like it was like I didn't know if it was her husband or whatever, and he was being terrible to her and like eating steak in front of her viciously.
I thought that was great when like the waiters came in with the food and they're all noticeably
They're, like,
afraid
terrified.
of her. Yeah. That was some good character development. You're like, oh, this is a feisty little woman right here. She's going to cause some trouble.
Yeah, that was fun.
Naomi was creeped out by the father when he got really close to her. He's like, I know he's supposed to be her father, but the actor is getting too close to her. You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't know what he was.
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's why I didn't know what the hell he was at first. I thought he was a husband or something.
It seemed like it. Yeah.
I'm talking about like later on when she's in her wedding
the
dress.
way he was. Back then, yeah, I don't know. But when he was on the boat and he's like, "You're staying with me," or
yeah,
something
it sounded
like
like
that.
some abusive husband.
Yeah, exactly. He made it sound like it was his relationship he was keeping with her, which was really strange at first.
Also, how is like 21-year-old daughter escapes father headline news? It's like that should be normal,
Even
right?
yeah, I mean, I don't know now.
No. But he was a tycoon. He was aviation. He was like Lindbergh is kind of like what he was famous. I mean, as far as like a world famous aviator or whatever. I don't know how he made his money, but I think that was kind of the idea. Like if something happens to one of those super famous celebrities, then it is big news. If Tom Cruise or what's like R. Kelly or whoever the hell these days. I don't know
What are we
are the
talking
kids
about?
listening.
Wait, what?
If one of their kids was like to run off and they were looking for them,
R. Kelly-
they would
R.
find
Kelly's
them.
Kelly's kids ran off. They'd be like, he's peeing on him again. He's abusing him for sure. Let's go save that kid.
Come on, who's big nowadays? I don't even know.
It would be like if like the royal family.
Wait, are you just trying to
someone
name like
ran
famous
off.
celebrities? That's the only
Yeah, and he went
criteria.
to R.
Yeah,
Kelly.
I
He went to R.
I'm so
Kelly.
sheltered, man. I don't even know. I don't
He
even,
went to R.
can't even
Kelly.
think of like
Jimmy Stewart's still pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Stewart.
Oh, he died when? Fuck.
So if Carrot Top's kid ran off, right?
I'm an old man with children. I don't get out. I don't even know. Kendrick Lamar. That's it. Let's go with him. He's
oh,
good,
yeah, there
right?
you
Come
go.
on.
You had to look that up on the internet, didn't you?
I did.
Kendrick Lamar.
I can always tell when you just look something up on the internet.
I don't even know if he has kids or not.
Because I suddenly speak as if I know
Yes.
anything.
Yeah. You're just laughing. Kendrick Lamar. That's one, right? Question mark, right? Someone say yes before
Yeah,
I
I have
sure.
listened, I have
Sure,
listened
sure,
to
sure.
his album. Yes, I have. It was good.
Yes.
Anyway, he's very good. So no, but if it was a very famous person, it would be headline news.
Yeah, if it was
Totally.
like a
So-
royal family or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
If their
yeah.
adult
that's-
daughter ran away from
I
home,
mean, Yeah,
That's
he's
not
got
news.
a plane. He's giving away hundreds of thousands. Oh yeah. But if it's news is if they can't find her and they want to get her
And they're
back
lost or missing
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, or fear for their safety or whatever.
But why
That's
are they
news.
allowed to search for her? She's an adult.
I don't know.
If you ran away from home now,
How
then
old is she?
she's 21
supposed
or
to be?
something, right? I think.
Are you sure? I don't know.
I thought
Don't know.
I thought she was.
I easily skipped over this issue because it wasn't
Yeah, I know.
part of the
In a way,
story.
it doesn't matter. It just is
Yeah.
the plot. Yeah,
That's why it opens up in the middle. You know?
This doesn't matter.
I was very happy to go along with it. I wasn't like bothered. Hey, you can't do that. no one would care. Why is everybody caring? They should stop caring.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fat do you think the fat guy was on the bus compared to 1930s people? I bet he was like the fattest guy they could find.
Who was the fat guy in the bus? The driver? Who
No,
was
the guy
fat
who like falls asleep on the main actress.
Oh, right. And he's supposed to be disgusting, I
Yeah.
guess.
Was that the ad? Like, we need the biggest man out there.
Right. And this is all they could find.
300 plus.
Yeah. And now like lots of people are that fat. I just wanted to point
And
that out.
yeah.
Okay.
Just want to point that. I just want to make people that are overweight feel like
Times
shit.
have
You know, no
changed
big
for the
deal.
worse.
Yeah. So when he fell asleep, pretended to fall asleep and put his hand out, he was trying to like cup her butt, wasn't he?
I think he was just being, I don't know if cup or butt, just like.
I think he was trying to like get a feel, cop a feel.
I
or
don't
whatever.
know.
I
He was
mean-
just playing games. He knew that she would see it and have to move it.
1930s white people. Yeah, who
Yeah.
wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know. It seemed like it.
He
But
sounds
she
like
moved
a
his
pro.
hand before he got to grab.
Was that
She moved his hand, though. He didn't get
right?
the
But
chance to
she
grab,
was.
right?
It was
He
nighttime.
was- He had
Yeah.
ulterior motives. He was
That
looking
was
for
his
a grab.
plan. He was going to get the grab. if
Yeah.
she
He's a
didn't
grabber.
notice. That's
Yes.
what
He's
he
a
was
grabber.
going for.
It's a win-win.
Scoundrel.
Win-win situation. 30 minutes for a bus full of people to get breakfast. That doesn't seem like enough time.
Nope. That's true. It's a good point.
Yes.
I don't know, man. You ever taken a fung wad down to New York? You got 15 minutes and you go in and you get as much food as you can and you get right back on that bus.
So this is way before fast food. You have to like order eggs and shit like individually, right? And pay cash.
I just wanted to bring up the fung wad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, bus driver. The front of the bus is on fire, and I've been bitten by 25 chickens.
Go get some rice and chicken.
Yeah.
It's in there. We'll be on our way in 15.
Good old Fung Hua, Boston, New York.
What
Gotta
were all
love
those
it.
newspapers doing in that bus? And he can just throw them out in the street, and that's okay because he can exchange words, in an aggressive manner with the driver, and that makes it all right.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
see?
yeah.
Well, all right then. I'm gonna go drive by bus. He just threw those newspapers out in the street. Now you got your seat. So okay.
Newspapers are free back in the day. You'd have the little boys like handing them out like extra, extra, read all about it, and you just grab one and run.
No. You had to buy from the
You
little
grab
boys.
'em and
You
run,
think you had
John.
to,
You had to
would
buy
steal
it.
from
Yeah.
the children, Denny?
Yeah.
You would steal from the
1934.
children. Yeah.
Give me that
Okay.
paper, see?
What are you
Screw
doing?
you, kid. I want the news. I want it now.
I think you get away with it.
But
Probably. Scram.
yeah.
And you can
So,
say
yeah.
stuff like that. Scram, kid. Scram.
Yeah, I'll show you the back of my hand, see? I had to write down this quote. When a cold mama gets hot, boy, does she sizzle.
That was hilarious. I was laughing hysterically
Yeah.
in my room.
That was
Yeah.
so good.
That was so good. Boy, does she sizzle. I was like, what?
Yeah. I hated his character the entire time, except for like 30 seconds during that part when he was just going on and on.
Oh,
It
man.
was pretty damn ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some funny shit, man.
Yeah.
To think that anyone would actually talk like that.
Right.
Yeah.
He was trying to be like a cool daddy-o or whatever the hell, like
Yeah.
sweet talking smooth mouth or what the fuck? I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to just start going through my notes now. What do you guys think?
Might as well. I mean,
Sure.
that's the thing about this kind of movie, too. There's just not that much
there's
to
no
want
themes.
to talk. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. There's no deep shit other
Yeah.
than like being
Why did you
drunk
think
and
he
overthinking.
hitchhiked? Oh, because he had to get somewhere. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Gotcha.
pretty
Yeah, thank
straightforward.
you. Cool. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Checks out.
So I also thought this was good, how this movie kind of, it could be in a shittier movie. He was kind of the man of the relationship and she was very much the female, but it didn't play out that way in terms of, it was because like he was independent and she was spoiled, and that's really it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And from 1934, that's pretty surprising because it still happens a lot of the time now where you have like the woman being helpless because she's a woman, but she has a reason to be helpless. So it might not be like perfect, but it's still good that it has a very visible
Like
excuse.
it's not gender specific.
Right.
It's like it's situational.
he showed himself as being insecure in these different ways, too. So he wasn't like, I mean, he got to be the tough, smart guy, in a number of situations, but like there were other ones where like the hitchhiking situation or whatever, where he's really put down, and they're like sort of like put at the same level, which was really cool. I thought, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I like that. So he wanted her story to get his job back. I guess that I'm trying to figure out if that was all clear. Part of the plot didn't really seem to matter in this movie, strangely.
No,
it was the relationship between the two of them. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he was kind of hoping that would get his job back, and he would have. Which I found the editors like turn on him to be his friend buddy at the end, all of a little surprising. Like, or whoever it was, like the guy in charge of the newspaper was like feeling bad for him. That was a little surprising.
Yeah,
like after after he said like when you sober up, come back or whatever.
No, right then I was like, wow, all of a sudden he's his buddy, because he had not been friendly to him the entire movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of normal about work situations too, right?
Yeah. Okay, so even if my boss hates me, like if I just like maybe I can look pathetic enough and that'll be okay.
No, it's never okay.
No?
But they might
okay.
have a glimpse of empathy for 2 seconds.
Oh,
for
right,
you.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't he give him some money too?
Well, he gave him the money because he thought. Again, this happened fast, and it was like I guess he gave him a lot of money because he was going to be able to give them the scoop that she was marrying him, and they could write all about it because he'd already had things written, and so that was worth a lot of money.
And back in the day, there was no internet or places to check, so you like as long as someone convinced you of a story that it was true, then you just run it,
Right.
and then that would be the
Well,
news.
no, I meant didn't he sneak some money into his pocket after when he said like come back when you're sober, and he gave him something in his pocket. I thought that was more like a little.
Oh, did he do that?
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought that was like a
didn't see
little
that.
tip.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
I
like a
didn't
little
see
tip,
that.
like a little. Here's a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Back when you're sober, stop being an asshole.
Huh? I missed that.
Yeah, he snuck something in his front pocket. It looked like a little.
I remember
like
him
a
seeing
little,
like pat him. Yeah,
like
his
a
hand
cash.
did like touch him for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
The word savvy,
Savvy?
from like Pirates of
Yeah.
the Caribbean. That's the first time
Right.
I heard it. Freaking Jack Sparrow was like savvy. Like, do you understand? Are you with
Yeah,
it?
are you savvy? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
They use that in this word or movie. They use this word in that movie. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna let me hang out here, guys? Come on.
Yeah. Walking the plank.
Yeah, walking the plank. Good one.
Oh yeah, I'll let you hang out there.
Yeah, thank you. The eye shots of her, especially in the dark when they had their room together, I thought were pretty awesome.
Yeah, she is very attractive to look at, and
Was she?
even though it's his, I
thought
she
so,
was.
What
yeah.
about her eyebrows, man?
Well, those eyebrows
Wow,
were
those
pretty,
were
pretty
intense.
impressive. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were like they were.
She had nice
full-
eyes, and she had good facial expressions.
Yeah, but they were like full half circle eyebrows. They were kind of impressive.
They were like all the way at
Um,
the top of her head.
Yeah, I think she was very expressive. She was really like fascinating to watch, even though you're just like
I'll agree with that.
like
for
the
sure.
camera just
Yeah.
hanging on her. So it was really neat. I mean, I don't know, like charismatic. How about that? Not necessarily. Maybe attractive isn't like the perfect word for it, but she
See, this is
just,
why I like John, right? Because I'm like, I think she had nice eyes. He's like, she was very charismatic and very, attentive and had really good facial, it's like,
Descriptions.
like I said, people,
yes.
I just sit here and make noise.
Yeah.
What about him? Did you think that he was kind of I thought that it was good because they were both kind of right below being extremely attractive people.
Clark Gable's
think-
really interesting because he's an odd-looking guy, and
think
he
so?
is like the hot leading man of Hollywood, like at the time, like the king of Hollywood. They call
He
him.
has a strong
His
face.
ears stick out, and his face is kind of tiny. I mean, but
His face is tiny. I didn't notice that.
Relatively speaking, it just seems like if you look at him at first without watching him, like play a character, it just doesn't. You don't see Hollywood leading man.
I'm
You don't see
Googling it.
king of Hollywood there. I don't
Clark
know.
Gable.
Yeah, I mean, you're not looking at Clooney, right?
Clooney's got a tiny
Yeah,
face. Dude, he looks like George Clooney. Look at a picture. The first picture that pops up looks almost exactly like George Clooney.
All right. Well, I guess I flubbed that one. I don't know, folks.
No, so I think John is wrong. This guy is a good looking dude.
In this movie, he did not appear to be like he.
No, I agree. He was kind of
little-
like a little less so than what you would expect from a Hollywood
Maybe
movie,
they
I guess.
made it out on purpose, or I don't know.
This is also 1934, so the movie industry wasn't as big. So, like, it didn't just have the most attractive people in the world flying to Hollywood to go and be in movies, and they picked the best looking people in the world. It was kind of just whoever wanted to be in this industry sort of thing, right?
That's
I
true.
think.
I guess it was a burgeoning industry. So you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass right now.
Well, and I mean, the studio MGM, I think, or was it Columbia? I don't know. Whichever.
Columbia.
MGM, I think, is the one that. Well, yeah, but Columbia is the one that MGM loaned Clark to, right? So MGM owned Clark and was paying him $2,000 a week.
And then
and so
he
they were
lent him
considered
for
kind of-
this movie for $2,500.
Right, so they
week.
made $500.
Yeah.
But which that's the same amount. That's $2,000 a week's pretty good now.
Not really, dude. Well, so the girl in this made $50,000,
Hey.
and the budget of this movie was only $320,000.
Right, yeah. She asked for double her fee because she didn't want to work with this director
do
again.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I kind of just, it's so weird
What
because
was,
I liked her.
what was the reasoning behind why didn't she like him?
She
didn't
was
like him
with
as
this
a person,
director
or
Go for it,
before, and it was just a mess. Apparently, like
was
on a
he
different
like
movie.
a predator too?
No,
or
dude.
was
Frank
it-
Frank Capra has made some of the best movies ever. And I think it was just because the first movie she was in was one of her earlier ones and it bombed completely. So
so she was like, I don't want to work with him again. It's not going
Right.
to do me any good.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, and yeah,
You like
so
that? That was my
it's-
mad woman. I'm not gonna like that anymore. Like that's not even close. Like that's probably not even close to what
yes,
she said.
it's borderline offensive, actually.
She was probably exactly. That's what I was saying. That's why I'm calling it out because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this movie did so well that so Columbia is still one of the biggest studios in movies. It was not a big studio before this movie came out, and it was after this movie came out.
Huh.
Pretty nuts. Made it money. That's all I'm saying. Lots
I
of
like how when
cash.
I'm on this podcast, like I'm kind of just a listener too.
Yeah, you learn. You learn some stuff. Yeah.
Then he's got all sorts of information.
Tons of very, very information that requires nothing but complete and utter silence after I say it.
Just leaving you hanging, man.
I
Just
know.
leaving you out there. You know?
I mean, I get that a lot. I feel like it's getting concentrated right now. I'm going to try to pick it up a bit and try to.
Well, now we're gonna spite you for it, so we're just gonna keep doing it. Yeah.
No,
It's
see, the
hard
thing
not
is,
to do it.
it's always funny to bring it up, but then you can't bring it up too much because then it's not funny anymore, and it's just
I know.
sad.
And it's that. Yeah,
It's a
And now I'm
romantic
talking
comedy
about
of
bringing it up,
comedy.
and you can only do that once every few episodes. And really, I'm just digging myself a hole right here.
Yeah, you're just and you're going further and further
Yeah,
into
keeps
it,
going
mind you.
deep. I can't do this again. This is way too far. I can never do this again.
I'm so glad we all liked it.
Yeah, me too. This hasn't happened in a while.
No, it doesn't. Well, there will be blood, baby.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a surprise, I guess.
Especially for 1935.
Exactly. I thought it was impressive how they really ate during the breakfast scene when they were eating together.
Yeah.
And I only think that because I've heard a lot of directors say that they, like Tarantino, purposely puts eating and drinking scenes in his movies because it's difficult and he likes to like challenge himself, is what he says.
Wow.
Because if you do like 11 takes per shot and you're eating, how are you going to keep the continuity the same? How
Right.
are you not like? How are the actors not going to like get fat and feel sick and like
Right.
you know all this stuff? It's just really hard to do. But these guys like ate an entire meal on film during that
yeah,
scene.
but I don't know how many takes they did. Maybe they only did one or two
Yeah,
takes.
probably.
I would think
just
you
one or two.
could only do one or two.
And they
yeah.
shot in 4 weeks. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Good point. Good point. Maybe it's only like a new age or a new, you know.
it's like, we got the same amount of food as we got filmed here. So yeah,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
honestly, I've been around a few people here, and they don't shoot many takes. I don't think it's smart to, in a way. Like some of the directors that do that on purpose, I think, are just nuts. But like to keep the actors happy, to keep everyone moving, the whole crew going, and everything going smoothly, like you want to get it in as least amount of takes as possible. So
Yeah. The song on the bus is nice. Very nice. Did that stand out to you guys? The song on the bus, the trapeze?
oh yeah,
it just
thought it
had
was
such
cool.
a warm, happy feeling about it.
I wanted to
a
be there
great-
so
great
bad.
big traveling bus party. It seemed so neat.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
And I loved how it was raining outside, and they would give like little establishing shots of this bus, like this rickety old bus clambering down the street, but the lights were all on inside, and they were just like, there's shit hanging from the ceiling, there's bags all over the place, and you can go inside the bus, and it's all like warmly lit and wood,
Yeah.
and like everyone's just up and like singing and being
and
friendly
even
with
in
each
black
other.
and white, you could tell it was warm.
Yeah,
Real.
for sure. I thought that was awesome. I loved it.
I liked when it crashed though too.
yeah,
it was just such
because
like
the bus
a-
driver couldn't like contain himself. He was having such a
he
good
was
time.
having so much fun. Oh shit! And no one got hurt. Everything
Yeah.
was fine.
Well, except for that woman,
we don't know about the boy's mom.
Right.
We don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
if she
yeah, yeah.
recovered.
no,
That's
she
right.
was getting
What's
up.
the matter with you? He kept,
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
That scene was kind of I
It
don't
was
know.
weird.
It was pretty
the
weird.
kid was kind of not great
Yes.
at the whole delivery.
I was like,
of
is
that,
this
too.
trying to like switch us from being happy to being sad? Because I'm switching from happy to being like, what the hell is going on right now?
It's a total contrivance so that
Are
he
you
loses
yawning while you're
money.
talking?
What?
Was that a yawn?
What? No.
Was it not?
I think it absolutely was.
I think it was a yawn.
It was not. It
Are
was
you
nothing.
tired,
It's very
John?
rude of you, John.
It was like I was stifling a cough.
Really?
Oh, he's stifling a cough. Hey, that's a good
Bullshit.
excuse. I'm gonna use that one. Yeah. No, I'm not tired. I'm stifling a cough.
I'm trying to eat flies over here. Is all I'm
I'm
doing.
not tired. I'm stifling a cough.
Hey,
See?
I've been up since 5:30 this morning. I put in a 10-hour work days. I get 2 kids, 2 daycare, back to daycare, feed them, put them to bed, and now I'm talking to you guys.
So
Whoa.
it was a
I'm a
yawn.
little
So it was a
tired.
So
yawn.
it was a yawn.
That's what you're saying. You
It was
fucking
a yawn.
liar.
It was a yawn. All right.
You
I
liar.
admit
Liar.
it.
You're a goddamn
just
liar,
get to
John.
the point that you're a liar, John? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
So what I was trying to say before that
You
that
yawned.
thing that whatever it was, just leave it be. But it's completely contrived just so that he loses his money. That's the whole point of that, right?
Right.
We'll have a woman pass out. Kid needs the money. He get so they're like stuck out on their own so that we can have some more fun with them.
I would say it's contrived. I'd say it kind of flows nicely.
It's totally fine. It works. It's great. You move from one thing to the next in the movie, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like that. That's the reason for it, though, too, right?
Right. I mean, that's the reason for most things in a plot of a movie. Just they hide themselves better sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. Yeah.
So I'm going to point out this thing. Have you guys seen It's a Wonderful Life, another Frank Capra movie?
I've seen parts of it, of course. I don't know
Don't
who hasn't at least seen parts. I
think
never
I
sat
have.
down and watched it from beginning to end.
Well, it's on this list, so we're going to see it in like a couple of years because it's pretty high up there. But I will bring it up again because there is a joke, kind of a joke comic physical thing in this movie that is replicated in It's a Wonderful Life. And it's when the lead character, Clark Gable, like tries to spit on the ground for some reason and he misses and he spits on himself.
right.
And kind of
Yeah.
like looks around embarrassed. And
Yep.
that
I
exact.
wonder if that was like on purpose or that's just a take, and they're like, yeah, let's
Dude,
go
it
with
had to
that.
have been on purpose, right? Because it happens in It's a
Yeah.
Wonderful Life.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's a Wonderful Life. When did that come out? Ooh, 46. So this is before. So it could have been a mistake in this one, I guess.
And they're like, do that again.
Right.
Or he just sucks at spitting and he did it twice. He's like, God damn it. Watching the daily, he's like, son of a bitch, I did it again.
Get more paper towels. We need to buy more paper towels.
I can't spit. And they're like, what?
We
Like,
only-
I can't
come on,
spit.
we got to do another take. No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
that's it.
Every time they did 5 takes, every time spits on himself. Imagine.
Really, he's just really good at it. He's good at spitting on himself. He's not bad at not
Maybe.
spitting on himself. He's good at spitting on himself.
Ah, okay. Different perspective. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
Hey, TC, can I borrow a 10 spot?
I like that.
I didn't know that was a term way back in the 30s. I still use
I thought
that.
that was more like a modern thing, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. Oh, I got a 20 spot.
I got a 20 spot.
Yeah.
Ah,
Do we have enough to get in here? Oh, I got a 10 spot. John, do you ever use that term? What?
Mid yawn.
What do you say?
No.
No?
I don't have cash anymore anyway. Like, who has cash?
Who uses
But
cash?
are you aware of it being a term that the kids use these days?
To buy their drugs?
Yes.
No, I don't
Sorry,
know.
dealer. I can't get the 20 spot. I only have a
You
10
got-
spot.
How
Yeah.
many spots you got? I got 5 spots. That's
Yeah.
15 spots.
I got
and
Could you
All
float
right,
me the other
John,
5 spot?
You're terrible at spot math.
yeah.
Spot math doesn't work like regular math.
What? Yeah, see, I don't know.
Yeah.
So what do you call 50 cents? If you got, I got a
Half
dollar.
spot.
I got
half
a
spot. Half spot.
The scene where he was carrying her over the river and they were talking about he said your father doesn't know beans about piggyback riding.
Oh my
yeah.
God. I was dying at that. No, he's a good piggybacker. What?
Yeah, they were just
What are you
arguing.
guys talking about?
That was great.
Man. But you know what that means? It's like that's what dumb shit, couples argue about.
Oh, yeah,
all the
they're just
time.
flirting.
That's total
They're just
dumb shit.
flirting,
Yeah,
for
they're
sure.
flirting, right.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know what you're talking about. He's not a piggybacker.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great piggybacker. This isn't a piggyback ride. No, it is. You're like, what? That was funny.
I loved it.
It's adorable, really.
Was she crying when she was in the haystack?
I don't know.
They like were outside and they had to like build beds out
Like
of hay.
when she thought he had gone away.
No, she
Or-
freaked out then.
No, when
It
they
was
were
like,
sleeping, they were going to sleep, and they both he was making his little bed with the hay, right? Is it that spot?
yeah,
She
but then
was
he went
saying
off for
she was
cares.
crying
She
then?
flipped out.
Oh.
And then she laid back down, and it was on her face. And I thought it looked like she was crying. And
I
I
just got poked in the eye by some hay.
maybe she got hay fever. Yeah. I don't know. I was just wondering, why would she be crying then? Was my question. I don't know. It seems kind of confusing. I didn't get it. Sounds like you guys don't remember it.
If only we
No.
knew.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she was just disturbed, a little upset because of everything that happened. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's a little overwhelmed with the situation.
It's been a rough day. Come on.
That's
Yeah.
true. It had been a rough day.
Did you guys notice that when they got the other hotel room, that there were hooks exactly in the right locations for him to string the rope up and drape the towel over the blanket?
Well, yeah, but that's for clothes drying anyway.
Oh, is that what that's for? I
They
get it. Yeah,
have
that makes sense.
Dryers back
Just
then.
made that up on the spot, but sure.
That makes sense. Would you dry stuff inside the house? Wouldn't that get the floor wet?
Eh,
I don't know.
Well,
Good. I mean, that's possible.
you probably wrung them
depends if
out.
it's an
I don't know.
apartment. If you got a yard,
Yeah.
there's lots of problems.
That's yeah. Back then sucked
I
for
mean,
sure.
yeah. making things up,
exactly.
no idea.
Yeah.
Back then, it was shitty just to be.
Oh, when she was waiting in line for the shower, I was like, Bonnaroo! That's Bonnaroo.
Oh yeah, right. God.
You wait.
Unless you're in
you get up,
VIP.
you get up really early. You're hungover. You have to wait in the
Yeah.
sun for like 45 minutes with your towel and
shower.
your soap, and you're just like, oh, please.
I didn't shower when I was at Bonnaroo.
I didn't either, but those lines
I
are
didn't
there.
shower. but I would see people in those lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would think, you suck. And I would go get my water bottle and get the free water and just dump the freezing cold water over my head a few times.
Yeah, and then I'd walk over to the tent and I'd go, "Hey, dealer, I only got a 10 spot. See?
We're living in the 30s at Bonnaroo.
Do you have any
apparently.
weed, sir? I need
Yes.
a 10 spot of weed, sir."
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Hey,
fine.
Did
Here
you
it
just
is.
shoulder your way up through here? He just shoulders. Oh yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah. That was a long shot. It seemed. I was kind of impressed with that. The following her from leaving that room up to the shower. It was kind of looked like a long tracking scene, which seemed kind of impressive.
Yeah, they said that Capra insisted they shot a lot of the parts like that from a crane. And I couldn't find any information on like how old crane tracking technology was around, but the studio didn't want to do it a lot. Like they've never done it before, at least, but it was Columbia. So they weren't that big budget of a studio. So I don't know. But I mean, this is an old movie. So a lot of the stuff they did must have been the first time a lot of it had been done.
True.
First time in a movie that anyone ran away from the altar. First time
Really?
ever. Yeah, first
That's
time ever.
blasphemy, I
Yeah.
would think.
So the scene where she proclaims her love for him and he tells her to go away,
Yeah.
what happens there? Why didn't he immediately like go for her sort of thing? What were his doubts, I guess is the question.
Himself?
You think?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think. I don't know. I mean, I didn't. Again, if I wanted to
Doesn't matter.
get
Is that
annoyed-
the answer?
Well, if
Yep.
I want to get annoyed with the movie, it's like, yeah, well, they're not going to get together yet. We're not done yet here, folks. So
Yeah.
let's drag this out a bit more. So wouldn't do well if he'd go like, all right, let's go. We're good. You know, and
Yeah,
then
true.
movie's kind of over.
Well,
Yeah.
let's be honest. It never happens like that in real life anyway.
Maybe, but yeah. So I guess there's that. But it seemed like she's like just quiet and then asleep. You wait till she's asleep, and then he gets over whatever he was going through, and then he's like, "Oh, did you really mean it? Okay, I'm gonna go, so you can think I'm gone, and we can have this whole other third act of the movie."
He should have left a note, even if she woke up, to be like, hey, I'll be back. Stay here. I didn't leave you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he thinking? It's a long way there and back. You
Yeah.
know?
You got to get up and pee in the middle of the night. Come on. She's going to notice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see? The scene where the train stops him from going and he's yelling at the guy with a flag was one of the best parts of the movie. Hilarious. You remember that part? No? What? When he's waiting for the train.
We're leaving you out to dry. That's
I know.
what we're doing
You guys
right
are
now.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Even the train conductor starts giving him shit back when then they start like laughing with each other, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
No.
Next.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let you guys hang
Next.
now. Going to let you guys hang.
We're gonna play the quiet game, huh?
Mhm. It's going to be fun for
Well,
the
that'll be
listeners.
fun because you'll have
Yeah.
to edit that out.
Yeah.
That's
Dead air is
awesome.
dead air.
Yeah, that is
Two can play this game. This joke won't even make sense
sense.
because I'm just going to edit all the blank spaces out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Helicopter plane. What the hell was that thing?
That was weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. What are those called? Is it that was strange. You don't see many of those.
Any of them, like ever. How would that work?
Like, no, never seen it.
Because helicopters go up and down and then they tilt. That thing like needs momentum or whatever, right? Like airflow.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
It's called an autogyro.
Wait, is it real?
This is me an example. Well, you can see these they've got like propeller in the back, most of the ones that you see nowadays, and then they have a helicopter like blade on top.
Okay.
Just in case. Just in case the plane stops working.
Yeah, there it is. Like
it's a backup?
They were autogyros. I don't know.
Gyro?
I'll have to actually read the damn article. I can't just come up with a one-word answer here.
Oh,
but
weird.
they exist. They're real
Look at
things.
that. I thought it was totally made up to be like, look at how rich this guy is. He has a helicopter and a plane.
That could be.
No, but this is what it is. Damn, yeah. Autogyro. This looks...
Did they show it flying? I mean,
No, they didn't. It was parked.
No? Oh, they did. Okay.
I know, I'm looking it up. I've never heard of this thing.
This thing looks like the thing from Mad Max,
Oh, that's weird looking.
the Road Warrior. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Those are my notes. I watched some special features. I had the Criterion collection. Had to shut off a few of the special features. Do not recommend it. One of them is like the son of Frank Capra talking about how awesome this movie is. One of them is two really, really annoying movie scholars discuss what it means to be the first screwball romantic comedy, and holy crap, like I only lasted like a minute and a half. It was
You're
just
like, oh,
terrible.
this shit.
These like the worst kind of book club people. It's
That's
like what we do, but annoying to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So you were listening to yourself?
Well, first you have to define what a screwball comedy is. Oh God, shut up.
I'm out. Hand them out.
Yeah.
That's the end of that. Yeah, right.
So-
No, actually, no, we don't. We don't need to define it, and you
No.
need to shut the fuck up. Just
Yeah.
watch the movie.
And then it also came with like a Frank Capra documentary, which was about Frank Capra, not this movie. So I didn't watch very much of it. So this movie won 5 Oscars.
Only movie.
Wow.
Only one of 3 movies to do so. Can you guys name the other 3?
Yes.
Nope.
Or the other 2? If it's one of 3, there's 2 more.
Silence of
I'm
the
an idiot.
Lambs and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yep.
But I looked it up, so
I did too.
Yeah, I don't know much about movies.
It's also the only one to win every Oscar it was nominated for and win the 5 top ones.
Wow.
Because it was only nominated for 5. That's it. This movie, I guess the other one, the short story it was based on was called Night Bus, which might have been, here's a question I wanted to ask. Night Bus makes more sense because it happened one night. What night did it happen and what was it?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's like a Dr. Seuss riddle.
I thought it might have been it. Like the first interaction they had and the first night they had together was when she fell asleep on his lap or like on his chest, kind of.
It is just love, right?
Yeah, I guess. Was it the singing on the bus scene where they were singing the trapeze song?
No, it was when he cupped his hand. He tried to go for her butt.
Yeah,
was
she fell asleep on him.
yeah, I love him.
Or was it when they like set up their little weird role-playing scenario? Now they're going to have a weird fetish with blankets and rope where they tear it down and then bang each other in some weird hotel. Was that the one
Hey,
night?
don't threaten me with a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I thought it was love. That's all.
But what night was it then?
It was just, it doesn't matter.
It does. One
No,
night.
it doesn't.
Which night?
No, we'll call it Tuesday. Who cares?
Okay.
Yeah.
John, do you have any
Tuesday.
thoughts on that?
No, I don't understand why the title was what it was. It
Right.
doesn't make sense, but it's fine. Whatever.
Cool.
Seriously, I agree with you completely. It's like, yeah, what was it and what was
The one. It's very specific with what
Well,
it is.
it's
you know?
ambiguous on purpose so that we're doing this right now.
Maybe.
right?
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, do you guys have any more thoughts on this thing? This it?
No.
No.
What'd you think, Timmy?
I loved it.
Really? Timmy seems to love everything TC does.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
Who
it's
is
a
that?
little
Yeah.
strange.
Fucking guy. Never heard of him.
You're influencing him too much. You should stop.
Yeah.
You guys should stop watching it together. You should watch it in separate rooms.
TC's such a softie.
Any more thoughts? No? You said no?
No, I'm good.
Would you put on the
This is a
top
good one.
250 though?
Yeah, I would.
John, would you?
Because it's
I think
Oh,
so.
sorry. He's
Yeah.
from
was gonna say stuff.
1935.
Yeah.
It was from 1935, and it was fucking good. So for
1934.
me,
Just be. Yeah.
fuck it. 1935. I'm rounding up. I've said it like 4 times now, so who cares? Yeah, you can take the 4 and edit in all of them if you want. But
it's gonna be my 1934.
Yeah, 1934. 1934. Yeah, so I would never like a movie like this. So if it wasn't for this top 250 list, I wouldn't watch it. So I think it deserves to be there.
Success, John. What would you say?
Yeah, I agree.
Easy.
I think what we talked about, like with The Life of Brian last week too. I think comedy is hard. I mean, not that
romantic comedy too.
I think it's kind of impressive when something can pull it off and then and pull it off in kind of a timeless way.
Yeah, 80 years ago.
That's not just like slapstick. I can see how slapstick's kind of always funny, but yeah.
Well, actually, it's screwball. It's screwball comedy.
Right. Sorry,
okay?
Excuse me. Pardon me. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Right, everyone that touched this movie has been dead since the late 90s. That's how old this movie is.
Wow.
So, and I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going to say yes. I think this movie, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen this movie, 100% watch it. You will 100% enjoy it. You won't even just like it. You will like it a lot.
Especially for couples out there. It's going to be a nice night in, not watching stupid shit that Netflix is feeding you.
Right.
So.
Yeah, highly, highly enjoyable. Not like I'm going to appreciate this for what it is. This is like, it's like a popcorn movie. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, but thank you for listening. Go to our website, mission250filmcast.com, where we have our list frozen. Yep. All of our older episodes live there. You can follow us on Twitter and follow us on Facebook, or like and subscribe on iTunes. Write a review. Give us 5 stars if you made it this far.
We're on Spotify now.
Yes,
that's true. Hey, ding, 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 ding. That's pretty cool.
So you can find, if you're listening to this but hate your podcast app, we're on Spotify. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. Do I say anything else at the end? Is that it? Maybe a little Timmy noise, maybe, to go out on?
I'm just going to leave you hanging.
Very nice.
Wait, what do we got next week?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, what is
that's
next
right.
week?
We did miss something. I have tabs open. Too many tabs. 2003. What a year. What a year. Huh? What a year, guys. What a year.
Just out of
come on.
High school.
And tough crowd.
Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
Quentin Quarantino.
Twinton Tarantino.
Bill Kill. Volume. What? The bride awakens from a 4-year coma.
What is everybody laughing at?
The child she carried in her womb is gone. Now she must wreak vengeance on the team of assassins who betrayed her, a team she once was. I am not reading it correctly.
I love this movie coming up, though. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah. Kill Bill. Sweet. All right, guys.
All right. Good night, fellas.
Good night, guys. Talk to you next week.
Night.
Later.